Good morning, guys. I'm Trooper Steve, obviously, right? I think I tell you guys that enough. We are in Daytona Beach. This is Trooper Steve on patrol, and today we're welcoming in a viewer that has recently moved here to the state of Florida for about the last 2 years or so, and decided this is where they wanted to retire. Now, we have a great retirement state. Heck, I've lived here all my life. I don't see myself living anywhere else. It's a great place to live. However, we've got traffic problems all over the place all the time, and everyone has their take on it. So part of Trooper Steve on patrol is getting you guys involved in the fun, right? So you guys know I use a lot of different terms out there on TV, from, my gosh, look at this traffic, it looks like a soup sandwich out there. I use analogies. Soup sandwich meaning a hot mess. Or we've been using the term clown cars when people are driving all over the place. So when I got the email from our viewer here, Mr. Rosa, Jim Rosa, he was using the term bandit drivers, and it got my producer's attention, and she's like, hey, I think we have a good one here. So we reached out to Jim, and Jim was like, I would love to join you. So I figured, let's invite Jim out. It's a beautiful day out here. I am in the Buc-ee's parking lot so we can meet Jim, and we will welcome him into the car. You heard me honk the horn there. That's how I get the fancy official way of getting people's attention inside of the truck. So Jim's going to join us. We're going to take a nice drive around and see how things are looking around town, and we'll welcome him here into the truck. So Jim's going to jump on in for us here. Jim, welcome.
Hi.
Good morning.
Steve.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing?
Good, good. We'll buckle up and we'll get on out of here. I'll give you a quick rundown of the truck. Welcome to Results One.
Yeah.
So I probably got the coolest ride in the news business.
I've seen it on TV.
Yeah,
many times.
It's pretty cool. So
Yeah.
we've got cameras all over the place. We've got a camera there, forward facing. This is going to be your camera here. I've got them on the outside of the truck. Programming's here. Whatever is showing on clickorlando.com, News 6 Plus or the News 6 app is showing up right here, and then the next camera up here. You speak logistics, so you probably seen some stuff like this
I'm
before.
good with camera networks.
Awesome,
Yeah.
awesome. So when I got your email, Tara saw it and she goes, hey, Mr. Rosa's using some interesting language, and the bandit drivers, you might like this. So she sent it over to me. I was like, let's get this scheduled, because he's got a good sense of humor about this. So tell me a little about yourself. Where are you from originally?
Indianapolis area.
Okay.
Grew up there, born there, raised, and went to Indiana University, and been in physical logistics, warehousing.
Okay.
And for probably 30, 40 years, and just retired a couple years ago. And
Decided to come on down.
yeah, we vacationed in this area many years, and really
Everyone
enjoyed the weather.
vacations
Yeah.
here, and then they're like, all right, we're going
Yeah.
back, and we're just
Yeah.
going to live there and
Yeah.
live out our days
Yeah.
here.
And now I'm part of the problem. Too many people here.
Yeah, I was about to say, you're
It's-
part of the increase of percentage of boomtown that we've had over the past couple of years. So what made you choose Volusia County, Daytona Beach area?
Probably the Cape Canaveral National Seashore is close
Okay.
by, and we always like vacationing there, taking the kids over to see the Space Center, and like kayaking. I used to bicycle race, and I like cycling a lot. And
So an outdoors kind of guy.
Yeah.
All right, and then you...
And the beach, of course. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I was about to say, you wouldn't have picked Volusia if you didn't like the beach. Did you retire down here with your family?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you said you told me over the phone you have twin girls.
Yeah.
That
They're both up in Indianapolis still. So,
Okay,
yeah.
but adult children,
Yeah,
obviously,
yeah.
twins. That's pretty amazing. That's got to have been a fun experience
Yeah.
throughout life and
Growing
stuff
up,
like
it
that.
goes fast.
So when you moved out here, did you scout the area before you moved out here, and did you realize what kind of traffic you were going to be dealing with?
A little bit, but we liked Volusia County because it was old Florida still.
Right.
Compared to some of the other areas, and really enjoyed it the most, I think. My wife
I like
drew
that description, old Florida.
She my wife and I drew a big circle, like a 50-mile, 75-mile, and a 100-mile loop circle around this area, and we looked at probably a dozen different neighborhoods and really did our recon on trying to find the perfect place, and we settled here. We really like it.
You're the probably third or fourth viewer that has moved out into this area over the past couple of years, I noticed where you do live, very newer development out in that area, super nice, but super residential. And then you cross I-4, and you're in the commercial space all of a sudden.
Right.
Did you pick that area purposely?
Yeah, it was quiet enough. It was far enough from the ocean, and cost-wise, I thought it was really the perfect place. It wasn't
good combination of everything.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have sinkhole problems. We really don't have the hurricane issues and the water, the flooding.
And then when you want to stay away from all the festivities and stuff of Bike Week or spring break,
it's quiet.
You're far enough to where it's not a problem.
And it's nice and quiet. Yeah. But this neighborhood, this intersection here, and really the area, the infrastructure, I think, is just really not caught up to the growth in the population. And
we're talking LPGA and Outlet Boulevard specifically, where we're driving at right now.
Yeah.
Kind of dead. Obviously, it's 10 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Things have died down.
But this is the area right here. You can tell where all the yellow paint is kind of worn off because people drive over, motorists drive over it. And I saw your segment a few, I don't know, weeks or a couple months ago. Viewers were calling in and asking you a question about, when can you cross the double yellow line?
Right, yeah.
And I remember that one, and I think one of them was if you're impeding traffic by, 5 miles an hour or something?
Right, or if a specific hazard presents itself, or certain vehicles, then you're allowed to. But outside of that,
no. Well, this one, when it lunch hour is probably in another hour, it's going to really be
pretty crazy out here,
picking up a lot, and then especially on the weekends and rush hour time, 4 to 5 o'clock to 6, and even in the evenings.
Well, you do have. So I'll be transparent. I have never been specifically right here. I've been to Buc-ee's probably 20 times just to pull over real quick, but to see that everything that's right here. So this is a complete shopping center on this side of LPGA.
Yeah.
There is no resident. This is 100% commercial.
Yeah.
So you're packing what? Different department stores plus Dave & Buster's, Sam's, food locations, all the lunch spots.
Right.
And then it gets pretty packed. But I'm trying to figure out where...
There's probably 40 or 50 shopping stores
back over in that corner over there.
And it can get really, really busy through here. And then when everybody's trying to leave and get on to LPGA...
so when they're coming out this way.
Right.
Oh, excuse me. Still learning how to drive the truck. So when you're coming out of this way, I'm noticing it's a funnel out. So it's all the commercial pushing out one way.
One lane, it goes into 2 lanes.
Okay, yeah, I'm noticing this.
And then the 2 lanes up here will move into a 4-lane area.
Okay.
And the 1 lane that we're in right now will actually open up into another left lane up ahead, and that's where there's a double yellow line.
I'm also noticing, like most of the time when you have that split up ahead, there's no sign on the side of the road indicating what the lanes are about to turn into.
Yep.
Like giving you that forewarning, okay, let me stay here and not have to fight because I'm going to be good.
Right.
And then people want to cross over.
And I've seen people cross over, when I've stopped here, people cross over and actually go into oncoming traffic in the other direction.
So this lane would get backed and they slide into that oncoming.
They're over in this other lane.
Just to get into the turning lane up here.
Right. So there'll be cars over here, and this is supposed to be a yellow striped off area, and they'll be trying to turn left, and you can't because there'll be cars all backed up on the yellow line.
To your point in your email, you indicated a positive median barrier.
Yep.
And I like that idea. Looking at that, you could barely see any more of the safety zone out there, the median that's painted. You can't see it anymore looking back. And you're right, it's because so many people are just driving over it.
Yeah.
We had an issue down in Kissimmee for many years, Pleasant Hill 1792, where people 2 lanes cut over and it would back up doing the same thing, and they'd slide over to cut everybody over. Finally, I complained enough. I got on the traffic safety committee. I went to some of the meetings. They launched a study. Next thing you know, they put those big plastic barriers up to line along the yellow marking there. Suddenly people stopped crashing. People stopped driving over it because they don't want to damage their car anymore.
Yeah. Good point. I contacted the Public Works in Daytona Beach about that.
Okay.
And their response was that people will probably just run over them.
That was their response to you?
Yeah. So I don't know.
I wonder if they'll give me the same response.
That's why I called you.
You know, because I think sometimes, and I can feel for them because I used to be the bearer of many complaints. I was the spokesperson for the Highway Patrol for about 3 years. We covered 9 different counties, and yeah, sometimes you got to decipher a difference between a complaint and a gripe.
Right.
I'm looking at this, and I can only imagine how crazy this gets. This would be a valid complaint.
Yeah.
A gripe would be like, why is there's always traffic out here at LPGA? Well, because it's LPGA.
Right. You've got all the extra traffic here and everything, but I mean the traffic light is long. It has to be because of the amount of the volume of traffic here, and it's pretty congested at times. But right now it's not too bad. But on a motorcycle day, you'll have both the turn lanes going into Buc-ee's backed up, and the ramp coming off the 95.
So your background, you said logistics. Boss, you sound like you know what you're talking about looking at this stuff.
Yeah,
so
I've always done a lot of troubleshooting and turned in ideas.
Because you're one of the smartest folks I've had in my truck, and no offense to any of the sheriffs or chiefs I've had in the truck or anything like that, but you're coming at it from a very valid, logical perspective. Like, okay, look, you understand that there's traffic, but there's easy fixes to stop people from causing the issues. I tell people all the time, it's people doing little stupid stuff that are causing the bigger issues down the road. When you're following too closely, or you're not responding to the light at the right time, you're messing 20 cars up just because of you wanting to be entitled out here.
And this is another real good example on LPGA where it funnels back into a 2-lane road.
Yeah, I just noticed that.
With the
do you find people trying to cut over from the left turning lane here to try to get back?
No, but you'll see drivers that will try to run up on the right side of you on the shoulder to try to pass, to cut in, to get on, when it funnels into a 1-lane.
So they'll come up behind us here and then try to push over.
Yeah. You'll see that happen sometimes too. And there's plans to widen this bridge and make it a 4-lane all the way through down to 92 from here.
Okay.
But I think it's years away. But
so you've reached out to your local governing body to actually find out what's going on?
There happens to be you can see the speed limit coming up here on the side. It says 55, and I've written the county, my councilman in the Volusia County about it, and talked to them, and they're looking into reducing the speed limit sign. I don't know if it's still up here because they're still trying to widen the road. But
so they're saying this was 55 miles an hour.
55 mile an hour right here.
This is quick.
Yeah.
For that kind of.
And you have a Publix grocery store and
you have no shoulder because of the construction.
And McDonald's going up here. Yeah.
Wow.
And it was right here, but I think they just now took it down. I think so maybe they're going to change it now.
Hey, so, maybe you were the one that got some results, right? Yeah. Like, we're the results getting people. You got it this time. That's awesome.
Because 55 on a curve right here.
A curve? No, boss. You're 100% right. Like, looking at this, and it's getting pretty backed up. I thought I was going to be able to turn around there. And then it's already backed up. Yeah, it's already backed up going east, and it's down to a single lane. It's 10 o'clock, 10:15 on a normal day, normal weekday here. I keep thinking it's Friday. I think I just wanted to be Friday so bad. We've had a long week. So whenever we come up here to Volusia County, though, you've got to make sure you come out to when we do it live, and you come out to the live studio stuff. We did that yesterday. It was the coolest thing I think we've done here at News 6. Man, there's no U-turns allowed anywhere.
Well, you can go into.
Yeah, I could do that.
Turn around from.
And then pull across.
Yeah, Ginger Gatson used to be in the Indianapolis market on.
Okay. So you're familiar with Ginger?
Fox 59. Yeah, I remember seeing her there, and then we moved here and I saw her.
And you're like, heck yeah, we got one of my local folks hanging out with me. That's really cool. Ginger is absolutely awesome.
Yeah, tell her I said hi.
I will. The coolest thing is, a little behind the scenes, her husband is a producer with us.
Okay.
And he's the webmaster right now, controlling all of our stuff. So, really good group of people.
Yeah, we moved here. And
he's in my ear right now, and he just said, Ginger used to do weather in Indianapolis.
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah.
I did not know that. So she wasn't a meteor. not a meteorologist. She was a weather girl then.
Yeah, was it Fox 59? I think in the Indianapolis market.
Yeah,
I think.
Confirmed. You are correct. It's nice. I call it the voice of God in my ear over here. But no, it's cool when you get to see and familiarize with people. Great person and great anchor. She does so much here.
Yeah,
locally.
you have the best. We moved to the area and of course turned the television on to find the news
local
channels
news. Yeah,
we wanted to watch, and I think Tom, the weatherman,
Tom Sorrells.
Yeah, he sold us on that.
He's
My
got
wife likes him, and
he has a very
got good
unique delivery.
Yeah,
very unique delivery. I like to compare us a little bit because if you got the right sense of humor, and I think you pick up on a little bit of a sarcasm, he has a good time doing it. So he's been with us for a long time.
Yeah, he's a good weatherman, and hasn't gone wrong on us yet.
Good, yeah. And my big thing is I call myself the outsider, right? I was a career law enforcement officer, got recruited to come into news, and to see like the non-hype stuff. I hate when people take their jackets off. I've never seen the man take his jacket off, whether there's a tornado hitting the ground or not. Chief is staying calm, so it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. We have a good team. You know, local news. You got to pick what is familiar to you and what you enjoy. And I think each show's a little different.
Yeah.
So you got the fun vibe in the morning with us.
The whole team is really good.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. So
and I like your show and program of
thanks.
people calling in asking questions, and
it's always interesting.
Yeah, the whole thing is just trying to improve, upon the situation that we have in front of us and how we can best do it, because we have so many new drivers that are coming into the Florida area.
Man, I wish you were all my viewers. Sometimes the trolls come after me, man, and they'll be like, "That's an obvious answer," and I'm like, if someone's asking, then it's not so obvious.
Yeah.
So all right, we're gonna head back east here on LPGA as we approach I-4. Just get that east look, and you can tell it is a widening project happening out here. Active construction zone. So obviously, instantly, a lot of people forget. Just because you're in the state of Florida, they forget that we do have a phone law. So this would be considered a no phone zone. But I'm sure people are distracted out here all the time. Like you could see the delay. That's what I call. You said the. What'd you call drivers? What was the term?
Bandits?
The bandit drivers. So bandit drivers, I use clown cars. And to me, a clown car is just someone who's acting silly. And it's like, we're sitting here, the light turns green. Why do I have to sit here for 3-4 seconds? Like, pay attention, let's go. And now you've delayed everybody else. It's kind of like the accordion effect that happens.
Yeah. And the danger of people, like in front of us here, if somebody wanted to turn left at the light up here, there's so many people that will just inadvertently just take off and go over and get into the oncoming traffic. It happened to me with one of the motorcycles early last week.
Yeah, people don't realize you can't drive in this yellow part.
Right.
You're not supposed to go there.
But there's rarely enforcement of any of it in the area, and it happens all the time. So if 4 cars ahead of us up here, 3 or 4 cars ahead, when it had their turn signal on and was eventually moving over to turn left.
Someone flying up.
Right.
Boom, crash.
Yeah, you hit them in the door side. So it could be catastrophic. So that's what I'm trying to do, is make people, more aware of it and pay attention. And
do you guys have a local community Facebook page up here and stuff like that, where you guys communicate? Or
I don't. I'm not really sure on that. I'm sure there probably is something about it.
Are you a social media guy?
A little bit, but not.
You're more look rather than engage and all that stuff. Hey man, I had to learn a lot of the stuff. But the good thing is, when social media started to take off, I was starting to fall into my role. So I got to learn as it was kind of happening. Right. By no means am I as savvy as some of these folks out there. I quickly am reminded that I'm not as young as I think I am.
Well, when you have all the cameras in here, you've got 3 or 4 cameras.
I've had an amazing crew. I have a team, Jim, that will blow your mind away. Like, you like logistics. I'm a logistics guy. So when I was Florida Highway Patrol full-time, I did a lot of planning, operations plans for dignitary protection and stuff like that. For me, that was the fun part.
Yeah.
Planning all that, making sure everything was in place, the resources. I have a team behind me that makes Trooper Steve look cool. Like, I am not that cool. Trooper Steve, I have Tara, I have an engineer, Tyler, that did all this. He's retired from the racing industry, from IMSA, and he put all this together. Like, who else has got this in their car? So it is pretty awesome. Jim, I really appreciate you hitting the road with me today. I'm glad. I want to say I'm sorry that we didn't get to see the craziness, but I'm glad it's not happening 24 hours a day, I guess we could say.
Yeah.
But what I am going to do is it is getting a little busy. I am going to probably come out here, not on a stream because it's hard to schedule it, but come out here on a busy day and do some recording. I think that'd be really good just to get some of it.
Yeah, give me a call. I'd be glad to
come on out and
talk
check it with me.
I don't know if it's the Daytona Beach Police Department or Volusia County Sheriff.
I think jurisdiction right here. I think this is Daytona Beach because the station's not too far from here.
Okay.
Up ahead, and it benefits that I will reach out because I am personal friends with some folks over with the Daytona Beach Police Department, and just ask them and be like, hey, look, what about a nice blitz out here, a good enforcement blitz, and see what happens. And if you hit the minor traffic violations and people say, oh man, they wrote me a ticket for driving in the center, I've learned from enforcement, people stop doing the other stuff because they're like, oh wait, are they here? Where are they, kind of thing. So I think we can get something like that scheduled. Chief Jakari Young, a good friend of mine. So I will reach out to him because I could see the problem. I could definitely see that white car just did it.
Yep.
Just cut across and came out. This white SUV right there.
Yeah, I called the Public Works Department, and they're supposed to come out and restripe it over here too, to at least make it more visible. If they can't put up the what do you call them?
I don't even know what they it's like a
little pylon markers
or something. But there's the plastic little rectangles that sit up there. They're either white or they're yellow. But it's the same things that, like, if you're down south in Miami, that separate the express lanes. Which I think they need a positive wall down in Miami because the crashes that happen and the clowns that actually drive over them is insane.
If there was even a tall sidewalk, I think people, with a number of trucks in the area too, they would just drive right over.
Well, I think here, even one of those 2-inch like cement raised medians would do the job out in this area.
To distinguish it.
Just let them see it. They know, hey, but money makes the world go round. Obviously, they need to budget for it. They need to make sure that everything is good to go. This car doesn't want to let me in. I appreciate you.
You can still turn.
I can still turn?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Look at you. You're the local driving expert over here, man.
It only takes 2 years.
Yeah. I need one of you in every city that I go to. I was up in Eustis a couple of weeks ago, and I was talking with the Eustis police chief, and I'm like, all right, so how do I get out of here? He goes, aren't you the traffic safety expert? And I'm like, Chief, not right now. Yeah. I don't need this right now. But it's fun because we get an opportunity that a lot of news outlets don't because of the trust we build with the local community and stuff. So they'll reach out and they'll be like, hey, we're about to do enforcement out here. You want to come watch? Yes, I want to come watch.
I'd love to see it.
Yeah, like, let me see how many. I used to call them coupons when I was a trooper. Be like, how many coupons am I going to write today? And then I have friends that are like deputies. They're like, I don't write that many tickets. I was like, well, I was a trooper.
Yeah,
so
people just need to be informed about it.
That's it. I do education through enforcement. Yeah. Right? So, Jim, I appreciate you, sir, hopping in with me today. This has been fun. I hope you got to express a little bit of the education and frustration that you've been feeling out there. And then this will exist on clickorlando.com. Biggest thing I can offer to any of you guys watching, there are so many people like Mr. Rosa out here. We all just want to have a good time. We want to drive safely. And we want to be able to go from point A to point B and almost enjoy it. Mm-hmm. I think it's kind of crazy that if you want to just drive to Publix, it has to be a frustrating drive, and that shouldn't be it. Pay attention to the little things. If you're out here and you see the markings on the roadways, pay attention to those out on the roadway, because at the end of the day, you're causing bigger issues that you don't even see, but you're the one doing it.
And it reduces stress and road rage and all the problems that we have in today's society. So much of it.
Much of it.
Yeah.
And you already live in Daytona. You live in Volusia County, old Florida feel, right? You just maintain it. Let's enjoy it. The beach is a couple miles away. So, sir, I appreciate you joining me today.
Like
you guys,
the dream.
Guys, head over to clickorlando.com. You can check that out. I'm going to wrap this up. You guys have an amazing day, and always wear your seatbelts. Take it easy, guys.